As I continue playing this game, my mind starts to change. I see shapes in the walls and I'm starting to think in equations. My brain itself is becoming a fractal cube, which may explain why this game gives me such a headache. If you haven't watched my other videos on this game, and you've been blessed to not know of this game until now, I recommend you go watch those if you want to have any idea what's going on, but I'll briefly explain the game. The world is made of cubes, and the more we shrink, the deeper we can go into these cubes, discovering new areas and dungeons. Our goal is to find a key to the universe, and save our friend who is stuck in this fractal dimension. And that's all you're getting from me. Bye. Within this cube is Tweedle Dee. Good. I was hoping for that. So we got a dangerous shrink, and what are you? So Tweedle Dee plus dumb air. If you go outside into the surrounding air and shrink, you'll enter Tweedle Dee air. Tweedle Dee air contains laser forts and Tweedle Dee caves. If you shrink in Tweedle Dee air, you'll enter back into Tweedledum air. Enlarging in either Tweedledum or Tweedle Dee air is essentially impossible. Well, that's good to know. Good place, really. Of course, we have the Ying Forest. Here, you know what? Take me through a flower. Here's something. Yeah, sure. We can maze a little. I have a funny story to tell. This is kind of from a long time ago. I mean, it could probably invoke some reflection. I used to be in the school band back in ye olde day. We went on a few trips occasionally to go like compete with other schools or go to events where we'd like play with other schools and stuff. Anyway, so we went to one. After the main event per se, they took all the bands from the different schools out to a park just to like hang out, and there was like people doing catering, giving hot dogs out to everyone. And I remember I was with my friends at the time, and I had a hot dog. You know, I was trying to be funny. And so I was like, dude, watch this. And I threw the hot dog wiener at full force, and it arched through the air and exploded on the back of some bald kid's head. And I quickly turned around and just started casually walking and trying to pretend that I did not do that. On the bright side, my friends thought it was funny. Are you backseat gaming too much? No, I don't think anything will ever compare to the Hollow Knight backseat gaming. So I still think about that kid sometimes. I wonder what he thought. Maybe he didn't think much of it. This may or not be an entertaining story, but it's entertaining to me. I don't know if anyone has ever been in a band before, but usually, especially in school, different bands do like chair tests, which is they bring you in privately and have you like play through some scales or maybe a song or something. And depending on how you do, you get like ranked first chair, second chair, and you sit in that order, you know? And so I hated the chair testing. And I remember one year we were given like a few scales and like a song to play. And I went in and I played trombone. I walked in and there were the drum majors, which are basically just like assistant students. They're like, are you ready? And I was like, yep. And I didn't have any of my music or scales. And I just walked in there. I played one long note that just fizzled out towards the end. And then I said, I'm done. And I walked out. And my band director had a talk with me the next day. And he wasn't super happy about it. I don't know why. Okay, Richmond. I never did explore this place fully, if it's worth doing so. Whoops. You remember a kid who punched the band teacher in 5th grade because he asked him to take his jacket off? Well, good for him, I suppose. There was a kid in kindergarten who was throwing wood chips and you ran away. Then he bit a chunk out of his arm and blamed it on you. Goodness. No, I've known kids that have like punched coaches. Provided not a single time have I ever blamed a kid for punching a coach. Usually the coach deserved it. What's with the holes in the walls? What's the purpose of the holes in the walls? Alright. Well, we're getting somewhere here. Or not. Who knows? I don't. Yeah, get out of here, man. I'm starting to realize there's levels to TS. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Get me out of here. So yeah, we can just get more upgrades here. All right, good stuff. I do have to say, I'm getting less headache prone from playing it. I think I'm getting used to it. I dread to say that was a really short cave. Okay. I mean, I could just keep going into stony air caves, really. It's an option. How bad was the backseating in the Hollow Knight streams? Huh. There were definitely some moments, by which I mean a good portion of it. It's just one of those games. Backseating's an issue in like specific games I've noticed. It's always an issue, but there's some games where it's a lot worse. Definitely games like Hollow Knight, Ultra Kill, stuff like that. There were definitely some times. Demon, Bilge Rat. Directly proportional to popularity. I think it's just the content of the game. Hollow Knight's a game that was... I mean, it's a difficult game, but also it has a really expansive map with a lot of secrets. There's a lot of people that really want you to see those secrets and not miss content, and I understand that perspective. I think games with like a higher skill level and games with more hidden content or more difficult to navigate content is more prone to backseaters because they feel the need to, you know, let you know what there is, where to go, and what the most optimal way to play the game is, even if it doesn't really matter that much. That's why I've said I'm not going to stream Ultra Kill. Like, I do want to play through that game eventually, but it's not a game I'd stream just because I would probably not enjoy it. A couple of reasons is, one is the backseat gaming, but also just because with games like those, I feel like it would be difficult to play the game and also interact with chat in like any meaningful way, because it requires a little bit of concentration. I remember back whenever Markiplier tried to play Undertale, and he basically was like, yeah, you guys were like so awful that I'm not playing it anymore. It's like the most extreme example of backseat gaming, but it happens pretty often with content creators, which sucks. What can you really do? I did it. Great job! That feels demeaning in some way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious, homing rockets. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. My ears. Alright. 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 Oh wow, look at this forest type area. Okay, I feel like I'm not gonna get anywhere with this. My goal for this stream is to get further into the main branch. There's a certain type of person that backseats and they want the person they're watching to like play a very specific way that they've seen other people play it or that they've played it. And it's like, what's the point of watching someone play through a game and have like a unique experience if you don't let them have a unique experience? Like there's no objectively correct way. I mean, you could argue there's more correct ways to play a game, or like an intended way. I don't think anyone's ever going to go off so incorrectly that you need to handhold them. And you know, people like experiencing things, you know, for the first time on their own. I mean, I don't know why I'm explaining this to you guys. I mean, I don't think anyone doesn't understand that or is going to disagree. Oh, finally, I haven't gotten a message from Kay in like a long time. Alright, having trouble getting past the next part? All those monsters causing you trouble? Here are 3 ways to get past them. 1. Make sure your cannon does enough damage so that the secondary kills a monster in one shot, then it will cause a chaining effect. 2. Make sure your rocket weapon is good enough. Alright, make sure your homing rocket weapon is good enough. And good enough is just up to my interpretation, I guess. When you get to the treasure, you might have trouble getting back because it is easy to get lost, just like how entropy tends to increase over time. Oh, so philosophical. Here's a trick. Create a trail of markers behind you. I ain't doing that. If I get lost, I get lost. Someone informed me of this. Apparently the developer of this game is the developer of Infiniminer, which if you don't know, Infiniminer is one of the games that inspired Minecraft. And I do actually remember watching old Infiniminer gameplay back in the day, or another game. It was Infiniminer and there was some other game like Infiniminer. It's very combat heavy, I don't remember. It might have been Infiniminer. There's also this place over here, the Collapsed Angels as they were. I'm a little unsure about. There's also this. Let's see, what about a nuke? I'll try a nuke on these guys. Maybe that'll do something. Okay, okay, that worked. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Oh, these guys ain't so tough at all. Laser M2. Oh my gosh, okay, Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm killing these guys. I'm killing the collapsed angels. I never would have thought I'd get here. That's a level up, baby. I am no more. There's an area in the game that has blocks referencing the dev's favorite coffee/tea clubs. You know, that's pretty cool. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I've had my hand resting on like the edge of my desk for like the past half an hour, and I just realized I can't feel my hand. Give me a second to just let my circulation come back. Oh, there's more. Oh, this suddenly this just got a lot more real. What? I paid money. Oh well. Ooh, what is this? I want this. I'm intrigued by the shape. Shape! Shape! What is this? This is a noob maze. In a place like this, a noob maze? Wow. What are you? Laser fort. Yes! Now how much health do you have? Goliath? Alright. A little bit. It's like a clockwork, you know? Send the rod of God. Have you guys heard about that? The rods of God? This is like a theoretical thing. There was an idea someone came up with called the rods of God. The idea was we launch a bunch of tungsten rods, like massive giant tungsten rods into space, and basically use them as like orbital bombardment to just send down a giant tungsten rod at I guess whoever. And I just thought, first off, obviously, how in the world are you going to get giant tungsten rods into space? Those things are a little heavy. And also how you would aim those, I really don't know. But that was an idea that we've come up with as human beings. What kind of cube is this? This is a Tweedle Haunted House 1. Alright. Gosh, I'm not going in here. I think I'll need some imps for that. This is a Tweedle Dee cave. Yeah, we can explore the Tweedle Dee cave, I think. Much more open. Very nice. Ice cube. Interesting. All right, there we go. That's good. Ice. Where's ice? Where was the ice? There you are. I'm coming for you. What is this? All right, cool. Well, that was cool. That was cool. Well, what's up with this ice cube, as they call them? I guess nothing. Alright. What? Tree? I am getting interested in this game. I don't know what it is. Pink. Is this a maze? Of sorts? Ooh, never mind. What is this area? Tell me. Give me a text box immediately. The only game you've ever gotten a headache from was this, trying to play with true up off. Someone told me to turn it off and I wouldn't get a headache. And I was like, there's no way that's going to work for me. Oop, I see the bottom. I hope it's not just concrete. Oh hey, it's been a little over a week since I've talked about this. Yep, here we... Alright, that was productive. I've been working on a lot of music lately. I've finally been able to motivate myself. And I've been trying to work on it every day now, which has been immensely helpful, just forcing myself to do that. And I have something ready. I'm just waiting on the art for it before I upload it. And I've already started on my second project, which is coming along really well. So I'm pretty excited about that. Any drama slot for the employed people? Gosh, I mean, on the internet, yeah, sure. Nothing with me. Is this... okay. So it's a gradual darkening. I thought it would just be like you're instantly pitch black screened. You can kind of get away from them. And, okay, never mind. That was pretty simple. Rocket radius, yes. There's always a Tweedle Dee. Sorry. There's always a Tweedle Haunted House 2 next to here. 50% chance there'll be a 3. Ooh, what is this? This is a 3. Well, let's go to the 3. Oh. This is a completely black maze with only one floor. There are no cycles. You should use runs to figure out where the walls are. Hint, shoot the floor with your plasma flare. Okay. Do not open Pandora's box. Okay. You right. Now this is interesting. This is a good maze. Alright, let's go to Haunted House 2. I need to leave. I won't be doing that again. You're frozen. Leave. I am no more. I don't know. I've kind of stopped. I've kind of been too busy to engage in a meaningless internet drama. Listen, I wish my entire life could be revolving around like monetizing you know, like petty discourse and drama online with people that are like insignificant. But unfortunately, I have not been blessed in that way yet. Or maybe I'm not trying, I might just not be trying hard enough, you know? Okay. I don't know, man. I kind of want the gold. Oh, I might be a little greedy. Oh, I might be a little greedy. And that's okay. It's okay to be a little greedy. It's really so much money at the end of the day. How can you blame me? Oh. Okay, I gotta quit, dude. There we go. There's so much money. At the end of the day, there's so much money. You can fly through the one-way in-only cubes to get to the other side. You can also see what is on the other side by looking through the tube. Okay, well. And now we have a bunch of plasma, and I got a trophy. Ooh, new weapon mode, plasma something. How do I do that? I'll figure it out. Alright, let's go. Into the That is so much text. At the beginning of the game, every weapon has 2 modes. You can use each mode by selecting the weapon, then you're left or right clicking. However, there are boxes you can find that when you use them, they'll unlock additional weapon modes for you. You look through the glass to see what these boxes look like. By pressing F7, okay. Okay. Aha! So, okay. I understand now. Okay, this is just text. We have text, we have text. Alright, cool. Which means that I can go through the Tweedle Dee 3, right? I am no more. It's time for Tweedle Dee 3. Oh, that's so much better. It's peak game Fractal Block World yet again. Yep, that's it. That's the game we're playing. We're playing peak Fractal Block World yet again. This is the oh, wait a second. What is this? This is Pandora's box. I want to open Pandora's box though. Guys, do I open Pandora's box in Fractal Block World? Insert title here. I opened Fractal Block World's Pandora's box. What's the worst that could happen? Nothing. The worst that could happen is I get heck XP 2-ball. The worst that happens is I touch a 2-ball, apparently. But I leveled up, and I'm stuck going to the right. So who really won? So what happens is I might have died. That is really sad. Oh well. The troll! I got him. Not picking up that gold. Oh, yes I am. Tweedle Dee Haunted House 3 conquered. And I said it couldn't be done. Well, I did that. Bluff. I love the sounds in this game. They're really creative. I'm gonna keep doing these actually. Should probably be using the freeze feature more, considering it just stops things. Oh yeah. Just quit it. I am no more. Go, my army. My rocket radius is gonna be so freaking huge. Wow, look at it go. Well, that's a beautiful thing, really. They're still going, wow. What's my freeze time? Wow, that freeze time is getting up there. I wonder how good my rocket explosion radius is now. I don't think it'll be able to do much. Oh my gosh, never mind. That is a lot further than I thought. Maybe, you know what, I'll treat myself to another. You're glad this is happening again? I'm so stoked to be playing this game, really. Ignore that guy. It's only getting better. I have to stop. I can't keep doing laser forts. We gotta do something else. As engaging as this is. Let's go into the... What was this? What was this again? The Tweedle Dee cave, right, yes. The Tweedle Dee cave with ice. Right. There's a pink sphere here, so surely I can get into this. Yeah, okay. I need to be going into these more often. That was so much ammo. Oh, my nuke capacity is crazy. So somebody mentioned something about a black hole in this game. I think I want to get to that. Is this series actually being watched? Yes. This is one of the best performing series of videos I have ever put on my channel. Think about that. I have been. There we go. The ice cube is being entered. I was freaking so worried. I was slamming my fist against my head, saying to myself, I can't do it. The ice cube is too impenetrable. Lo and behold, the green shrink circles. I smirk and I smile to myself. I pat my belly and I say, I always knew I could. I knew I could. I knew I could. Or something of that caliber. I'm entering SCP-106's containment chamber. Did I get to the center of the merger sponge yet? No, sadly no. I haven't gotten to the merger sponge at the moment. In we go. In we go. I think we're making progress. It's like every time I go inside of it and it gets smaller, it's like a repeating pattern of sorts. It's like zooming in on a pattern with infinite detail. It's like a concept of infinite complexity. Okay, never mind. This is it. This is Blue Bubble, part of the main branch. This bubble contains SN1987A's botany lab. Yes! Yes! This is what I've been looking for. Oh goodness. Here's a quick entrance. The slow way in is to shrink on the outside and then go through the holes in the walls. The monster below is a super version of its usual form. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm alright with taking like the usual way. You showed your friend this game and he called it ass. You know, I'm sorry to say, I think you encountered like a normal, reasonable human being. They can be that way sometimes. Don't let it scare you off. They just don't understand us. We were built differently. Finally, I can enter the le bubble. In. You troglodyte. In. What is going on? Okay. I've breached the bubble. Become green. I see colors. I usually see colors. I'm not saying that's abnormal, but you know what? Never mind. Did I grow like 1 inch larger? I wish. This is a botany lab. Within this lab grows infinity flowers. Yes! Oh, I'm actually so excited. Get me all up in this botany lab. Alright, message from SN1987A. This botany lab has turned out to be the perfect place to analyze infinity flowers. They like to grow in the deepest levels of the caves. Demon layers have some, orc layers have even more, etc. My colleagues and I have written our findings about the internal structure of the infinity flowers in libraries. These are scattered throughout the lab. Specifically, these libraries look like black towers and they are built on top of the green stuff. That's scientifically named green stuff. And I'm not talking about this fat wad of cash. In the event that the plants in this botany lab contaminate the surrounding region, the contamination should certainly be contained by the outer blue wall of this blue bubble. Why do you have to do multiple text boxes? I know you can fit more text than that. Well, let's go into this lab. Oh yeah, baby. Oh, that's a baby spider, and that's a sentinel. Alright. What a place. This is an orange flower. Right. So this is definitely where I need to be. Let's go here. I just feel like going up this tower. I haven't been through one of these before, I might as well. I remember what happened. I remember I went in here, saw that it was a maze type thing, and I was just like so put off that I was like, I don't care. But I've changed since then. I can tolerate just a little more abuse. Stop harming me. Stop, don't hurt me, please. We are now in a cardboard box. When does it end? I can feel my power growing. Ooh, minigun damage. Good. Darn it. Well, that sucked. I don't even know where to start with this place. Oh, thank goodness. Message from your friend Kay. I'm worried that my memory might be failing. You remember the first time I met you? We were in abstract algebra class in college, and the teacher asked why every permutation of the set 1 ellipses in is the product of transpositions. You shouted right out, because bubble sort works. A few of us students had a little chuckle about that, and the teacher asked you to be more mathematical. But I liked your style, bro. Punches you on shoulder, shakes your hand, pulls your finger, you brap everywhere, and I don't even dislike it. Am I remembering this correctly? Maybe that last part I made up. Maybe that was me thing. I asked you if you would be my lab partner for my research project in the Fractal labs of the Theoretical Metaphysics department. I was trying to prove a theorem I called the Tsar theorem, and you agreed to help. Although this project we did was based in mathematics, I felt that if the Tsar theorem was true, it would suggest the existence of a certain inner world, an inner dimension to reality, which in my mind I would later call Tsar after our theorem. Is this dimension created or discovered? Well, I think it is discovered, but I was not the first to discover it. I see messages from other entities. Or is that my imagination? Back then, the Tsar theorem was as deep as I could understand. It was as far as I thought anybody knew about this line of research. It was only later that I discovered the secret extension of this theory, which is inner botany theory. They do not teach that in college, or perhaps anywhere in normal reality for that matter. However, I think the public has a right to know. Wow. This is such a freaking cool game. Now quick, take me inside of the blup 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 yellow flower. Blah. I'm too large by far. You can tell the dev is a mathematics teacher. Yeah, I wondered genuinely, because I know nothing about this. I was good at math, but I hated it, and I wonder how much of this stuff is like gibberish, and how much of it is like actually real mathematical concept. And I hope nobody comes in and it's like, it's all real, it's all, you're an idiot. But I mean, like, the floating trolls and stuff, you know, I'm talking about what's actual, like, mathematically based, and where does the line between mathematics professor and biblical fly come in, is what I'm asking. Oh, message from Rigel. Listen up, young one, and hear the tale of the goblins and the imps. Long ago, they had a war in the Ying world. Okay, so where does the mathematics professor part come in this? How much of this is based in real world concepts? The goblins banished the imps from the trees and into these cement cubes. You're in one now. The fractal air is filled with these prisons. When the imps were banished, however, they took much of the gold from the Ying world with them. This is the legend of how imps have gold, but goblins have none. In other parts of the fractal verse, goblins and imps live peacefully together, but still only imps have gold. Yeah, so like, I remember going to college, and there's that weird, at what point, talking about like algebra and fractals, do we cover goblin and imp history? Because I remember that being brought up, but the teacher kind of just glazed over it, and I was always curious about that. But you know, this is really informative. Oh, dang it, I didn't mean to grow. It's a problem some of us have. It's a little embarrassing. Now, I'm curious about these random plus in the ground. Don't look at what level we're on. Don't say anything funny about it either. Okay, well, this is an area that I can go through. Is this dirt? Are these moles? This looks like dirt. The 6'7" meme makes you feel so old. You know, I remember being young and hearing people older than me being like, man, I can't believe I'm getting to the age where I like don't understand young person humor. And I'm like, you're just out of touch, old man. It's not that hard to understand. And now I'm seeing some of the emerging memes that I'm like, you know, I'm worried there's gonna come a point in time where I don't understand. And I'm only 20. I'm not even 30 years old. I'm only 20 years old. 20 is young. Chud with propeller hat. Yeah, they've been updating the Windows 95 maze for a pretty long time now. Speaking of Windows, I still haven't upgraded to Windows 11. I kind of just decided that I wouldn't do it, and that's really all there is to it. I'm sure Windows 11 might be fine. I'm just opposed to upgrading my computer because I don't know. I have no real, like, justified reason I could give. Can someone give me, like, a good reason that I can use? Can someone give me a reason I don't really, like, honestly, personally come up with, but, like, is reasonable? So I don't just seem like someone who's just not doing something for no reason. I'm getting so many minigun damage upgrades. Oh my gosh. I love the boxes. I love looping through boxes. Microsoft bad? Yeah, it's a good enough reason. I think there's things that will kill me up here, right? Yeah. Yeah, the greater non-piercing scourge is not so friendly. Here we go. This looks like a treasure room to me. Alright, there we go. Message from my friend K. Although I am drawn to the fractal block world of Zar, it has expanded my mind to an extent that I feel no longer human. I still want to be human, and I think I liked who I was as a human, although I am having trouble remembering who I was exactly. My mind was pulled into the hidden world, shrinking and shrinking like falling deep into a hole. And as I fall, I see myself standing by the side of the hole, getting blurrier and blurrier. This world has many mysteries and dark corners. The monsters I see are scary enough. However, even more I fear what is hiding in the dark corners of this world. It would be presumptuous to say there's nothing more to be afraid of. I'm not sure if I'm being paranoid, but I do not trust the people I work with. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The fractal block world is changing the neural pathway for my ears. With this new alteration, I was able to hear two stellar mass objects talking about part of the main branch that is an orange. To go down the main branch, you must penetrate the outer crust of the orange and make your way into the outer mantle of the orange, where you must find a blue bubble. Okay, well, so I'm on pace. Wow, okay, that is really good. Message from my friend K. He's been really chatty lately. I keep reliving how we proved our theorem. So what was the nature of our Zar theorem anyway? Well, there are many mathematical theories. There's the alpha theory, which many mathematicians use as their foundation. Then there was the beta theory, which was much stronger, and there was an endless sequence of even stronger theories after that. Proponents of the alpha theory would make claims like the beta theory is irrelevant to physics. They would try to prove for sport or out of prejudice that the beta theory was inconsistent. They would even publicize incorrect proofs of the inconsistency of the beta theory. That is illegal. I'm convinced that the beta theory is important for theoretical metaphysics. ASMR. Here, more info. Message from my friend K. The pompous claim that the beta theory was irrelevant to physics was a thorn in my side. I decided to devise a sequence of physical laws, the Zar laws, whose consistency implied the consistency of the beta theory. Remember, our kooky advisor in the Fractal Labs began these laws in his research, but we followed in his footsteps. So anyone who believed that the consistency of the beta theory could not be proved would have to agree that there was no way to prove that the actual universe followed the Zar laws. So the universe following the Zar laws would be a hidden level to reality, something you cannot prove. By the way, if you take any set of physical laws about the universe, you can add the law, the beta theory is consistent. This is cheating. The resulting theory is not really natural, and instead, it is what is called an instrumentalist theory. Our Zar laws were somewhat natural, but it was clear there was room for improvement. Perhaps a secret research organization had a more refined set of laws. Whatever you say, man. Alright, so more health upgrades. I proved that the consistency of the Zar laws implied the consistency of the beta theory. However, our advisor made us address whether or not the Zar laws were actually consistent. This is where you came in. You bought a box of 24 chocolate cupcakes, took them into the Fractal Lab. You stayed there all night. In the morning, your hair was a mess, but you emerged with proof that the consistency of the beta theory implied the consistency of the Zar laws. Now we had both directions. This thus concluded what we could... Sorry, give me a second. Thus concluded what we called our Zar theorem. The beta theory is consistent if and only if the Zar laws are consistent. An object satisfying the beta theory was like an inner core in any universe satisfying the Zar laws. Right. What am I looking at here? This is an infinity flower. Oh, this is progress. This is actually substantial progress. That is a minor beholder. Beholder. Makes me want to play Dungeons and Dragons. Ugh. Oh well. Alright, so the Zar theorem made me think there was a hidden world, an extra layer to reality. Why didn't staring at the Zar theorem long enough cause me to enter into the hidden world? I already believed that the consistency of the beta theory was a transcendent truth. Why wasn't that belief enough? Why did I need to find that piece of paper on a bulletin board? I think I will never know exactly why. Perhaps there are traps and safeguards preventing people from entering the hidden world. Mazes created by recreation technology. Are these created by humans? I don't quite know, man. I really don't quite know. But so I want to go into an infinity. I want to go into an infinity flower. I think that could be potentially kind of cool. Well, let's just see what this is all about, lol. Okay. Nuke. There we go. I like nukes. How's the fractal block worlding? First off, never say meowdy again or I'm banning you. But otherwise, good. It's my favorite greeting. Well, it happens to be my least favorite. Hi, every pony. I like that one. That one's fun. Do you think it would be possible for someone to create a true immersive soundtrack for a game like this? Yeah, I do. I definitely do. Jazz punk? I don't know about that. I don't know. Maybe I should make that one of my projects. Just not really. I don't have time for that. Okay, so they don't. So do they not take damage if they're not rendered? Because that was another question I had. Because I guess that sort of makes sense. Yeah, jazz punk is a genre, I believe. Okay, let's try this again. I don't think my nukes will be able to do enough to them, but... Alright, here we go. Here I am. Rock me like a hurricane, man. Oh, no, this is interesting. Nice place you got here. This stream and my videos are the only content you've seen that makes it anywhere past Ying areas. I really can't imagine why. Oh my gosh. Will is Ton. Yes! I knew he was. I knew he could do it. Well. Alright. 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 Alright then. You think the Minecraft music is a decent fit? I mean, it is just like a really nice... I'm sorry. Why am I such a sickly Victorian child? I think Minecraft... I'm just gonna stop talking. I think Minecraft just has a very nice ambient soundtrack that is fitting for a lot of... This game I feel it's very fitting for just because of the atmosphere, quote unquote, whatever you want to call it. I think you know what I mean. And here we go. Yeah, there we go. Bristol. Alright. I want to go to Williston. I'm dead. I wasn't expecting that. Well, that's not nice. We tried. I tried. And I cried. Also, did I ignore this? Oh wow, his drawings are getting so much better. I wish I saw this. Because I missed K. Remember the day after we proved our Tsar theorem in college, we got a phone call from an organization known as the Intermechanization Agency? I don't blame you for not interviewing when you had a bad feeling about them. Lore. My interview was a 2-day ordeal involving solving mazes, solving logic puzzles, and answering moral dilemmas. All those strange questions should have raised a red flag with me too. I know I'm asking a lot of you for you to help me. You know, I still feel bad about not moving cross country with you because I ended up getting the job offer and accepting it. Now I can see that the inner world pulled me in. Message from KY Signy. We believe the Infinity Flower is broken into 3 parts. Group 1, 2, and 3. We have fairly well organized Group 1 by erecting the cities of Williston and the towns of Bristol. God, okay. Gotcha. I mean, it's so simple. It's so simple, really. It's alright. Gosh darn it. My voice. Someone said that my voice sounded like AI on the last video. I don't know how to take that. What does that even mean? Oh, that's so far down. Is it because of my lack of like inflections and stuff? And my monotoneness? I mean, I guess I can understand that, but still. Do I need to be more... Just more? Do I need to be more? I am no more. Okay, so this time, where's Richmond? Where is Williston? What is all this stuff? Oh my gosh. Build the Cities by Tristram. It wasn't by Tristram. It was remixed and remade by Tristram, and I think he did it better. Not better, that's kind of reductive. I think it's a better version of the song. Anyway, I can't believe I've made it to the city. There's so many shops. Guy who only listens to AI voices hearing any other voice ever. That sounds like AI. Yeah, I don't know. There should be beds here, right? I can sleep. As soon as you click on this box, you will sleep for an hour. What mechanical significance does that do for me? There we go. Yeah, I'll respawn here. I can still pretty much spot... They're getting a way better, but I'm pretty good at being like, yeah, this is AI. And so I'm confused because I don't think my voice... I mean, yes, I could see how you could think that. Williston, yes. But there's a lot of pretty obvious sign. I don't know. I just don't think my voice sounds like. Guys, do you think my voice sounds like AI? Oh, good. Another book. Message from your friend Kay. I thought this guy was a mathematics professor, not an English professor. Sorry. What is so important about a key to the universe? And why do I think that would save me? What is the relationship between the keys to the universe and inner cores? The analogy I gather is that an inner core is like an ultra-low entropy device. So, it is like a pure source of energy. On the other hand, a key to the universe is like an ATP molecule from biology. It can transmit energy in a usable form, and it is almost like a monetary currency. ATP being, I believe, adenosine triphosphate. Your body uses it for energy storage by forming and breaking phosphate-phosphorus bonds. If my problem was physical, then perhaps to save me, you would need to find $1 million. However, instead, my problem is metaphysical, so that is why you need a key to the universe. You need to find the meaning of life. Become joyous to save me. You need the life satisfaction. Start playing gacha games if you want to save me. It is unclear to me if keys to the universe are created from inner cores via recreation theory, or if instead their pairing with inner cores is a deeper aspect of the clockwork architecture. Alright, well, all the notes from this guy are just like, I don't know really. Oh my gosh. Unlocked door in stable singleton's room. You have just unlocked a door in your stable singleton's room for the area I-1. Yes. Yeah. Well, I want to go into Bristol, but I feel like I'm gonna get locked in a box. Yeah. Get me out of here. You know, I've noticed that we are at this point on the internet where people just refuse to use normal language and speak normally. If that makes any sense. This is an I2 wig flower. Yes. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness, that is a formidable juggernaut. Oh my gosh, there's another formidable juggernaut. But yeah, it's kind of irritating. Everybody just uses, like, absolutely unhinged slang or words to describe stuff. Everybody just uses insert, like, something core or slop, and it's like, everything has to be a comparison to something else, and it's just talk like a normal person, please. Okay, there's a toll, and then there's a wrong way. Okay. I will pay the toll. There we go. Ah, Bristol. The shining city. How is this different from the other place? There is a Williston inside Bristol. There's also an I2. Okay, another message from my friend Kay. I mean, this means I'm making progress, I assume. If I keep getting messages like this, I assume it's because I'm progressing through the game. Alright, let me catch you up since we last met in person. This may help in your search. I started what I thought would be my dream job at the Inner Mechanization Agency. I never told you exactly what I did there. I was part of a team to solve very large-scale mazes. What they did is they put me in a 4x7x7 maze, and I stuck to the right, and I picked up health upgrades as I kept going. And then they had me do a cannon pyramid, and it was really boring. I was part of a team to solve very large-scale mazes. Sometimes I would get a personal assignment, other times we would work in teams, and sometimes the teams were quite large. We would be given schematics and blueprint descriptions for the mazes. We would be required to either solve the maze going from start to finish, or prove that there was a solution. The finish point of the maze was called a core for some reason. When we were done, we would submit our report to the maze solution verification team. We would not hear anything from them unless there was a problem with our solution. Everything there was on a need-to-know basis. The problem solving was a blast, and I couldn't believe I was getting paid to do this stuff. However, more and more I become suspicious of the motivation of the agency. Where was the agency getting these mazes from? Why did the agency care about solving them? Oh, there's more every time. In my spare time, I continued the search that I began in college for the inner world. I still thought our Zara theorem was a clue. The cryptic nature of my job was a second clue. Solving mazes for hours a day does something to your mind, and it soon occurred to me that the Inner Mechanization Agency building itself was a maze. The building was very block-like, which each block-like region of the building was labeled with a triple of numbers X, Y, Z. The building was 16 block regions wide, 16 block regions long, but only 9 block regions tall. It bothered me that the dimensions were not in an even 16 by 16 by 16. I suspected that there were 7 extra hidden floors below the floors I knew about. Let me mention that the entire building was underground, so I could not go outside and look at it. The search for the inner world in my spare time was combined with my solving mazes at work, which was combined with my search for the hidden floors. During my lunch break, I would walk around the building and memorize the placement of halls and rooms, which I would write down in a notebook as soon as I got back to my office. I made the notebook look like another one of my maze assignments. This all cannot just be in my mind, because how do you explain why I had such a strange job? I think I'm developing schizophrenia. I've made a grievous error. I love hearing his wife scream. What was that? Dude, it's fine. The sound effects for this game are his wife and him, so I didn't mean anything by it. Welcome to the Imp Disco. Alright, change of plans, I'm going into the Imp Disco. I just realized there's more important things in life. Goodness. What is the purpose of this? Why did I do this? Is there anything here aside from imps? I mean, that might be a silly question, I know, but... Okay, well, this is a really cool joint. I'm glad I was invited. Maybe I didn't realize how many levels there were to TS.